Bruvs and Guvs. Entered H&P Lewis to the sounds of madness. Welcome to the house of fun. Out the sweatbox and into the large frying pan. This one surrounded by fences higher than those that surround the Glastonbury Festival. But here I got him free. This was my punishment. 1 week in Chokey, reduced to 3 days, for flatly refusing to pay a £100 cannabis fine. Induction was okay. Was even able to blag a lighter off a screw. After being issued with prison clothing, was escorted to K Block and given chips and peas to eat in my TV and kettle included cell. The bod I was sharing with was a 19-year-old lad named James, in here for laddishness and breach attack. A good kid really, with whom it was good to shoot the breeze over cigarettes before tiredness called me to climb onto the top bunk to watch some shit telly and then a late night action movie that was less shit. Next morning someone threw a cup of urine at the cell door of a bloke who was just down from us. He was in for beating his baby to death. We cleaned our cell, watched some more mindless telly and read. Me Prozac Nation, James This Insane Life Would Make a Bad Story, written by myself. James said that he wrote too, but didn't read too much, but my story was keeping him interested. Well, it was either that or dire daytime television. My order of 5 HM prison lighters from the canteen, plus some coffee sachets and tropical nuts, was turned down. I couldn't have the lighters because I might make a bomb out of them apparently. I couldn't have just one of them, or the coffee or the nuts, since I was leaving so soon. Gutted. After lunch, James got moved to another wing, and I had the whole of K Block cell number 9 to myself. I read some more, wrote a bit, and watched The Simpsons. The cell doors were open for short periods of social time, but while I did stretch my legs, I mainly chose to keep myself to myself. Dinner was rice and peas and a vegan goulash, and I also got 2 cartons of soya milk. A black tea earlier that made me nauseous during my seeing a prison doctor. A screw called by to ask if I would mind moving myself. This I did, meeting my new cellmate, a clucking 17-year-old heroin addict, nicked for shoplifting. He was a known self-harmer, that was why I'd been moved. He wasn't well and the prison wouldn't give him any drugs. He said he'd lost his tobacco or had it stolen, so I gave him some of my duty-free. He was a good guy too, but he was going through the torture of withdrawal, and this kept him and me awake all night. Early next morning I was told to get my things together. I was being released. I went through the reverse process of being booked in and was soon on my way back to Brighton with a travel warrant and a big Premier prison service bag slung over my shoulder. Got back to total skintness and a home with no electric, in which I sat waiting for British Gas to show, which they never did. I later learned they should have sent me a new key several months earlier. It was Seaboard who remedied the problem the following afternoon, just before my head, done in from this rather than from my time in a jailhouse, collapsed on me. At last I could have a hot coffee with my smoke and type up these last few days' experience. In better spirits I could then visit my mates and get through another weekend in the prison this side of the bars.